Story time of how everyone was trying to find the unit snitch, and it was me the whole time. If being a patient advocate equates to being a snitch, then hey, call me a snitch. So I do want to start by saying that I have never owned up to the fact that I was the one that reported this nurse. Even though there was so much conflict and drama about who it was, never owned up to it because I did not want to be retaliated against. However, when I drop this, everybody is going to find out at the same time because the For You page is too local, okay? So if you know, you know. So anyways, let's get right into it. So there are two specific nurses that are very important to the story time. So let's call them Gabby and Liz. So for background, Gabby is a night shift nurse. Okay, this is going to be important to the story. And Liz is a day shift nurse. At this time, I was working day shift. And also, all three of us nurses are new grad nurses. So all three of us worked at an adult oncology unit. If you don't know what oncology is, it's basically cancer patients. However, when we did have a low census, we would get all types of patients. We would get med surg, we would get like step down, psych, you name it. We've seen all types of patients on my unit. So with that being said, let's talk about the patient. I'm not going to share everything because of HIPAA purposes, but I will share what's important to the story. So I was getting this lady who was getting admitted from the ICU. Long story short, she would have these episodes of where she would need PRN Benadryl. While she was in the ICU, she was on a Benadryl drip. However, to come on my unit, we did not accept drips at all. So they discontinued that, and then they would give us IV pushes PRN, which I think were like Q30 minutes. So when the patient needed these PRN Benadryl IV pushes, it would be at random times. Like even though it was Q30 minutes, sometimes she can go 45 minutes without Benadryl. Sometimes it could be like 30 minutes. Sometimes we'll have to call the doctor and get an order for something sooner because she would have these random episodes. And these episodes were so scary because her body would go into hives. Her voice would start like being very high and squeaky. Like it was just kind of scary. She has gotten a workup done in the ICU. However, they still didn't know what the etiology was of why this was happening to her. So when she came onto our unit, she was there for almost 2 months. However, because we worked on an oncology unit, that's normal for patients to stay that long because a lot of patients are, inpatient. They have to have inpatient chemo. Like we're so used to patients being on our unit for a long time. And this patient was so pleasant, you guys. With everything going on, she was always positive. She was so nice. She would even apologize for ringing the call light. And I don't think she should ever apologize for calling us nurses when she needs help or when she's having these episodes. But again, she was super nice. And then also her husband was so supportive and nice too. So because she has been on our unit for so long, all of the nurses had her as a patient. And we would kind of all work together to help her. So if we see that she's ringing the call light, we kind of know what the situation was. So if I'm available, even if I'm not her nurse, I'll go do the IV push for the Benadryl, to help out the nurse because we are like a 5-to-1 ratio on this floor. So one specific day, I was in the med room during shift change. I was only in the med room to return the meds that I had in my pocket for the day. So in the med room was me, Gabby, Liz, and one other nurse. Gabby and Liz are really tight, okay? They are always seen doing TikToks together, like they're super close. Liz and I both work day shift. However, we're not that close. I'm pretty quiet, so it's kind of hard for me to get that close with my coworkers. But yeah, Liz and we both work day shift and we are cool with each other. We're just not that close. Gabby and we don't have a relationship. I just know that she's just another nurse on night shift. However, Gabby is really popular on the unit. So Gabby comes into the med room giggling, like she's just cracking up. And Liz was like, what is so funny? Like, why are you here? You know what I mean? And mind you, this is shift change, so 7:45 p.m. So she's like, oh, do you know the Benadryl patient that we have to give IV pushes to every 30 minutes or so? She was like, well, she just rang the call light and she said that she needed Benadryl. She's getting hives. So I gave her an IV push flush. You don't know what that is? It's just water. Gabby says that she told the patient, okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get your Benadryl. She comes back, pretends that she got the Benadryl, and she's like, yeah, I have it in the normal saline flush. I already had mixed it in. I'm gonna go ahead and push it through your IV. And then she said she pushes it and she tells the patient that it was Benadryl. And she came in the med room laughing and cracking up, saying that it worked. The patient said that she felt better. And basically she was laughing because she tricked the patient. Mind you, Gabby and Liz were cracking up. And I did not find that funny at all. That was not funny to me. She was bragging about how much it worked and she knew the patient was lying and how could she feel better if it was just a normal saline flush. So honestly, that annoyed me. I hurried up and returned my meds and I left the med room.